Welcome. Today we continue to look at what people in the streets right here in the Inland Empire are saying about lifestyle practices and disease prevention. The goal today is to look at exercise, nutrition, and disease prevention. Hopefully, you will learn from others, so stay tuned. Welcome back. Let's begin by hearing what the children have to say about exercise and disease prevention. You will be proud of these kids. Let's take a look.
Exercising is very healthy for you, and staying fit, not just sit down on the couch playing video games. You go to entertainment zone, play your game, and have exercises. It's very fun, and you don't feel like you're exercising. You forget you're exercising, and you're just having fun playing the game.
And you?
I feel cool. I feel like ready. I'm ready to go in the game. I'm ready to win first place. I don't feel like I'm exercising or anything. I just feel like I'm having fun.
So when you're exercising, when you're playing the game, do you feel like you are exercising or having fun?
I feel like I'm having fun because your head is in the game and you don't know that you're exercising really.
I feel like I'm having fun totally because you actually don't realize that you're pedaling or you're trying to get to the finish line. So it's really cool. You're not just using your hands, you're using your whole body.
So exercise is fun.
Yeah, it's really fun.
It's so great to hear children talk about exercise, lifestyle practices, and disease prevention. What about the adults? What are they saying about exercise? Let's take a look.
What do you think about exercise and disease?
Well, I think disease is terrible, but I think exercise is wonderful.
I think that exercise is excellent and that it helps prevent diseases.
And the best exercise you can get is by walking or riding a bicycle.
I think exercise is very important. I think it keeps your body at optimal health level, and it does help prevent diseases because it keeps your body at an optimal health level.
It prevents heart disease, bad knees, bad hips, bad ankles, everything.
Doing some kind of cardio, running, walking, swimming, getting some strength training, building up those muscles, and yeah, anything like that.
What do you have to say to people who don't like to exercise?
I believe you should try it. Once you start exercising, it does release a lot of endorphins and it does make you a happier person. I would say find something that you like to do, whether it be a sport or spending time with your kids, and involve physical activity so that it'll motivate you to do it. And also try and find a partner who will help you motivate you to continue with your exercise program.
I see a lot of obese people because they don't like to exercise. I know people that are sickly because they don't exercise. And I just tell them just a simple walk around the block will prevent a lot of that.
They're not going to be as healthy as they can be. And I think they could live a happier, better life if they would take some time to exercise during the week. When you exercise, it really helps. If your body's in good shape, it can fight off the diseases better. If your blood's pumping well and getting to all the different areas of your body, that it'll help with disease prevention.
Go to Walmart, buy a cheap bike, and get out there and do it. Make it happen. Or go to the running center in Redlands and buy a good pair of running shoes or walking shoes.
What about exercise as a stress reliever?
Oh, I think it's excellent. I definitely do that all the time to help keep me sane.
Stress, definitely. I know sometimes I get just so stressed out, and just taking a run or something really helps lower it a lot.
So it's definitely, I recommend that for stress relief.
So what kinds of exercise do you do?
Running, going to the gym. I do everything. I like to run, I like to do some cardio machines, I like to do strength training, play some sports, whatever I can. I love being active.
At the Jason Center, they have aerobics.
Do you think exercise can help to prevent diseases?
Yes, I think so. I think it's definitely, there's a link there.
And I know it helps boost your immune system also, and that's a way it can prevent diseases.
get out there, be active, just try it, and just find something that you like and stick with it, and just things like that.
Any final thoughts or final conclusion about exercise and health?
I think they go hand in hand. You really do need to exercise to have a good, healthy body. Find a friend, probably the same level as you, so, you don't find someone who's a super workout person and, you're just getting into it, but try and find someone and you guys will work out together and call each other and just motivate each other, when you might not feel like coming, and just participate.
We want to hear from you. What motivates you to exercise? Log on to PreventiveCareWeekly.com and go to the message board where you can type in your comments and questions about exercise and about this episode. Let's take a break and we will be right back.
Coming up.
What is your understanding of a balanced diet?
Fruits, grains, nuts, and vegetables.
Balanced diet is modern in everything.
Then later.
So what advice do you have for the young children who are eating all these hamburgers?
Stop drinking soda right now. No matter what your mother buys, don't put it in your body.
Do you think there's any relationship between heart attacks and what we eat?
Yes, I do, especially when it comes to meat, different meats. The cholesterol, your cholesterol get high, and the fat of the sugar and the cookies and potato chips and stuff like that.
Don't eat meat. No, I'm just kidding. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay not to eat meat.
No, it's okay not to eat it. I think it's okay to eat meat as well. I don't see anything wrong with eating meat or not eating. I think the issue is going too much and going overboard. Definitely, heart attacks are a big problem, in our world today, and the heart attacks obviously come because the blood vessels to the heart are all clogged up, and what clogs up the heart? Well, things like fat and all those things, and so cutting down on junk food and again exercising is another way to be careful about heart attacks.
The best way to prevent heart attacks and other kind of cardiac incidents is lowering levels of LDL cholesterol. So if people know what to look for, they just need to, and people especially that are at high risk for it, especially if you're a smoker or if you have hypertension already, or if you just kind of don't live a healthy lifestyle, if you're kind of just sitting around at home all day long, not exercising, then you should try to see if you can just lower your cholesterol levels somewhat. Like I said, it's impossible to get people to cut stuff out entirely, but if you can just get them to limit it, then you're on the road to getting healthier.
Well, heart attacks runs in my family. That's another reason I eat real healthy. I mean, my grandpa actually had a heart attack not too long ago, and it runs in our family, high cholesterol. So, like I say, I mean, that's just, it just stacks up. Like I say, I would rather just stay away from it and not have to worry with it in the long run. And like I say, I think that I can't stress enough that eating healthy is very important for you and will do you good in the long run.
It's something we didn't think could happen until recently. Now it's a bigger problem now, more because of the high obesity and whatever, processed foods and all that kind of stuff. So just, basically raw foods, natural vegetables, fruits, the best thing to help that. Exercise, of course, especially.
We know that regular exercise can prevent many diseases, yet many of you struggle to maintain a regular exercise regimen, which is why this month we are featuring a special article that will give you some tips on how to overcome some of these obstacles with your regular exercise regimen. So visit PreventiveCareWeekly.com to read more on the article. So what do you think of a balanced diet? Well, compare your answers with what others are saying. Let's take a look.
Do you think nutrition can help you to prevent the majority of diseases?
Oh, yes, 90% of it.
Yes, definitely.
For instance, me, I had a job where I work, maintenance, where it demands a lot of physical activity. When I started paying attention to what I'm eating, my activities improved, my enhancement, my durability, my way of working and how I want to work. I'm not tired, and I noticed the connection with organic products versus natural products. When I kept doing that and paying attention to that, basically, if I didn't pay attention, I wouldn't be on my job now. So yeah, it's very important.
Do you view nutrition as medicine?
I think so. Not strictly in the sense of medicine, but basically, you can say yes or no. But me, traditionally, I don't like to view it as medicine. I think it's just, if food is naturally, like it was stated from, if it's just not tampered with, it's better for your health. That's where organic comes in. Yes, very important.
I do now, since I went through the CHIP program. I didn't before. So, yeah, I guess it's a form of medicine.
How so?
Well, I guess eating plant foods and stuff like that, your basic plant foods, I think has medicinal effects that can help reverse disease.
Basically, right now, yes, because a lot of the stuff that most of the young kids are eating, if they don't eat healthy, then you can tell.
What is your understanding of a balanced diet?
Fruits, grains, nuts, and vegetables.
Balanced diet is moderate in everything. Everything you eat, just be moderate, and just make sure it's not tampered with in any way, as far as from the ground to the shelf life. Very important, because if it's not organic, basically organic food is it's not synthetic fertilizer in the ground and on the shelf. Well, natural food is synthetic fertilizer in the ground, but organic or natural on the shelf. So it's a half and half thing. So I like it non-tampered with all the way, with no synthetic ingredients in the fertilizer and in the ground and on the shelf, which extends your shelf life if you know anything about organic food products. Yes, very important.
A balanced diet would be healthy fruits and vegetables, salad, food off the food pyramid. And if you have 3 to 4 servings of each fruits and vegetables, and then you have your whole grains, which is your rice and healthy brown rice and whole wheat bread. And just make sure you drink a lot of water and cut back on sugars. And basically have the 5 servings of fruits and vegetables every day.
Let's take a break and we will be right back.
Coming up.
What do you think is the difference between organic versus whole food?
Oh, extremely different. You get more nutrients, very much, very important. And then it's just, you feel better.
Okay.
Yeah, you get what you pay for.
Coming up on the next episode.
Of all the things they could do to have a healthy heart and a healthy life, the number one thing is exercise.
I've read and heard that stress is a factor into heart attacks too. If people can learn to control stress better, then that may do a lot of good, and not just for heart attacks, but for everything. That's not going to say that if someone just takes stress courses and is cheerful all the time, I don't think means that they're going to be saved from heart attacks, because that's kind of wishful thinking. But if nothing else, it'll make you feel a lot happier and healthier. So even if you are going to have a heart attack someday, you'll at least have a nicer life before you do.
It's scary, first of all, because the things that I've learned about the symptoms, that's the scariest part, is that it feels like indigestion, and so it's nothing clear. But I do have a stepmom who is very much, her father died of obesity and diabetes and heart condition, and she's taught me a lot of how fast food, even if you think it's just once in a while, if you really look at what you're eating, there's no nutrition whatsoever. So I think, unfortunately, people realize it's more time and a little more money to eat live, raw, fresh foods. But the way she put it to me that made more sense was that money you put into this food now, if you don't, it's going to be put into hospital bills later and medical bills later.
I don't have advice about heart attacks because I've never been involved in it, so I have to be honest, I've never really read about it. But I would say read about it in good health books before you go to the doctor who will put you on drugs, because there may be ways that it can be taken care of without ever getting to drugs. So much more important to eat healthy. I mean, they have a couple of guys, a guy and gal in here who are dynamite. I would call them a doctor. They're better than a doctor. They're so good in prescribing the right foods to eat. They don't prescribe, I don't mean prescribe, but the right foods to eat.
Try to look for a lot of health food places that really can help you in your eating habits, and talk to a doctor.
To order a DVD, go to our website, PreventiveCareWeekly.com.
What do you think is the difference between organic versus whole food?
Oh, extremely different. You get more nutrients, very much, very important. And then it's just, you feel better.
Okay.
Yeah, you get what you pay for. It's no, shortcuts. Yeah, you get what you pay for.
Organic, I believe, is grown differently and no pesticides added. And it's healthier for your body. So when you eat the whole organic food, it's basically free of everything. It's just natural, more natural and healthier for your body.
So do you think one is better?
Yes, I do. I believe one is better if it's grown healthier and just basically with no chemicals. Yeah, it's better for your body.
I think organic is a healthier food. Doesn't have all the pesticides and stuff in it.
So when you read food labels, what do you read?
First of all, you make sure if it's simple as a store like this that says organic, then it's easier. But then basically when you shopping, some of the stores starting to carry 30% of organic material. And it's stated on that package. Yes, it's very important.
My wife is the one that does most of the shopping, but I had heart disease 4 years ago. I had heart surgery, and so I had to start looking at labels and the sodium content and stuff. I was amazed at like I used to like to eat this ramen noodle soup, tons of salt in that stuff. So yeah, I definitely have to look at labels now. I probably look at them more than my wife does, to tell you the truth. She'll bring stuff home and I'll say, "Did you read the label on this thing?" So yeah, I look at labels.
A lot of healthy eating and just staying away from certain fried foods, that's better on our body, and it does prevent like diabetes, certain diseases, because you eat a lot of fried food or just meat that's not cooked well. I think everything should basically be grilled or broiled, not fried. I'm trying to eat healthy too because I want to show my kids that eating healthy is the way in order to make your body feel better. So if you eat healthy and try to maintain a healthy diet and eat lots of fruits and vegetables, that's the way, you even live longer.
So what do you think about what people are saying about a balanced diet? We want to hear from you. So log onto our website, PreventiveCareWeekly.com, and go to the message board to type in your response about a balanced diet. And on a future broadcast, we will bring to you all the responses.
Coming up.
And if you're a big fat kid or a kid on the way to fat, don't eat those burgers. They're loaded with fat. Just don't eat them. They're killing you. Throw them down. Don't even go in those stores. They're killing you.
Hi, I am Ruth Tanyi, producer of the award-winning TV series called Bad Sugar. Do you have diabetes? Know someone who has diabetes? Unfortunately, all of us do. So listen carefully to what others are saying about the Bad Sugar DVDs.
I have type 2 diabetes, and I've had that for probably 30 years.
I've had diabetes since 1995.
I have watched all of the Bad Sugar series.
I have had diabetes since 1998.
I've watched the TV series Bad Sugar.
I'm a type 1 diabetic, and it's taught me how I can expand my lifestyle. It's taught me spiritually how to monitor my stress.
They clarified everything that the doctor was saying, but at a more slower pace, and a very understanding pace to understand diabetes.
Oh, I thought I knew, but I didn't. I had little knowledge, but that series expounded my knowledge.
For me, Bad Sugar have played a major important role in my life to control, to educate, and to teach others about diabetes.
It showed how God operates through us and how we need to connect with God in order to make sure that those sugars operate the way that they're supposed to.
Bad Sugar.
do you have questions about nutrition and diabetes? What to eat, what to avoid, counting carbohydrates? What about the glycemic index? Or questions about proteins, fibers, fruits, vegetables, fats? Or do you have questions about exercise, stress, spirituality, and diabetes? Or do you want to prevent diabetes complications? The Bad Sugar DVDs will give you the answers you are looking for.
There was things out there that I didn't know, and since I watched Bad Sugar, it's given me a lot of information that will help me further out.
Type 2 diabetes affects a lot of different things in your body, which I never knew about until I saw the episodes 7, 8, and 9.
It's taught me about nutrition, it's taught me spirituality, and it's taught me how to live my life and enjoy myself longer.
I was able to reduce my medicine, and that's due to the fact of the bad sugar.
Call 1-866-257-3471. Operators are standing by. Or log on to PreventiveCareWeekly.com and place your order.
Okay, now you know all about the Bad Sugar Diabetes DVDs. Get them for yourself and they will change your life.
What do you think about healthy eating and disease prevention?
I think it's really good because, since I'm 47 now, I'm turning tomorrow, and as I got older, I started eating more healthier because it's good for my digestive system, and I like running and exercising, so it's very good for my skin. I enjoy it.
I think it's very important. Very, very important. I haven't been a healthy eater all my life, and now I realize at my age, it's very important to be a healthy eater.
It's better than eating junk food, and like I say, I'm an athlete, and like I say, it's healthy all the way around.
I think it's really important. It's kind of obvious that, you should eat good food if you want to live long and be happy and healthy. It's kind of counterintuitive, but I think, the best way to do it is obviously to, eat good food. You don't want to spend a lot of money and eat bad food. Obviously, just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean you're going to eat good food.
Healthy eating is probably pretty important for a lot of disease prevention, not for everything, but in general, I think it's accepted that if our country as a whole just ate better, we would be a lot less sick.
You can just make healthy food taste good, and if you get some good cookbooks, you can get some great recipes and make it all taste good and be healthy at the same time.
I have osteoporosis. I used to drink sodas, diet sodas. And of course it takes the calcium right out of your bones. And now I'm in trouble. So I gotta build up those bones and do the right thing, take care of myself. Eat strong, good protein, isolate, I just have to take care of myself now. It's a little late, 62, gotta do the right thing now.
When you say good food, describe to me what you mean by that.
I think good food is simply getting a balanced diet. That includes, eating your grains, I suppose, having lots of fruits and vegetables, putting lots of nuts in there, drinking lots of water, of course, to go along with that. And I think that should pretty much take care of it. Of course, avoiding junk food. That's one of the biggest ones.
High on fruits and vegetables, you want a lot of fiber and all the natural vitamins and minerals and all that stuff. Meat is okay. It's not necessary all the time, and to kind of avoid red meat more so. Some meats are better than others, and also the way they're cooked is important too. Sodium, well, the thing, we add a lot of stuff into the food, a lot of preservatives and things, and I guess in my mind that's the biggest thing about healthy eating is all the stuff that we add. So even when we have things that are supposedly natural foods, and then we go and add all these preservatives into it, then that's kind of taking away a lot of the point, because we're just putting things in our body that weren't supposed to be there to begin with.
Yep. Any particular foods help with your digestive system?
Really, a lot of broccoli, greens, and beans, and that's about all vegetarian stuff. I really don't eat meat.
Fresh fruits and vegetables. Now, I don't eat meat, so where do I get my protein? I get it from protein isolate, meaning nothing in that container but protein. That's all that's in there. And It's bodybuilding, but not bodybuilding. It's bodybuilding, but it's healthy.
I eat a lot of pasta. I try and have vegetables or fruit at least with every meal. Like I say, on my works, on breaks and stuff, I eat vegetables, whatever I can, tangerines, apples.
So what advice do you have for the young children who are eating all these hamburgers?
Stop drinking soda right now. No matter what your mother buys, don't put it in your body.
Be careful and stop. That's the simple answer I can give. I mean, that's the shortest answer I can say is simply stop eating that kind of food and replace it with something more healthy. And I think that's the easiest way to go about it is, it's difficult to just stop eating something that you like, because it tastes so good. But I think if you can replace it with something else that you also enjoy, it'll make it a whole lot easier to stop eating the junk food. And I guess I can give an example and say that, for instance, I like to eat a lot of, I like peanuts, and so instead of eating lots of candies, I'd rather eat peanuts than candy because, candy is obviously bad, but nuts are good for me. So that's an example of what you can do.
And if you're a big fat kid or a kid on the way to fat, don't eat those burgers. They're loaded with fat. Just don't eat them. They're killing you. Throw them down. Don't even go in those stores. They're killing you.
It's kind of tough to tell people to just totally quit eating junk food altogether because most people can't or just don't want to do that. And, junk food in moderation or just a little bit isn't that bad. But if you could just limit yourself somewhat, if you're eating like fast food 10 times a week or something, if you could cut it back to 5 or 7, that would be a start. Or if you could, if you're not eating many fruits and vegetables, if you could just maybe try to eat 1 fruit a day, just start small and see if you feel better, and you probably will. And, see if that gets you inspired to do more.
That is all the time we have for this show. To learn more about a balanced diet and disease prevention, go to our website, PreventiveCareWeekly.com, and check out the forum where you can read from others about tips that are helping them to prevent diseases and stay well. See you on the next episode. Goodbye.
This program is not intended to be diagnostic or prescriptive. Please consult with your doctor or healthcare provider before adopting any of the lifestyle changes or other measures discussed in this program. We do not recommend any medication changes. Rather, patients should seek medical advice from their doctors or healthcare providers.